worst date you've ever had?
I once was briefly dating somebody, and you know in your gut that it's not like a right fit, but you just kind of, like,
keep going.
Just
you
kept
think
going.
something's gonna happen, and yeah.
And it was so not my type too. He was super tall. It kind of looked like a young John Voight, like in Midnight Cowboy. Anyway, there's enough to kind of hang on to that I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting, but my gut was telling me it wasn't right. Anyway, there was this night, he had a big party at his place, and I got tired, and I had to work the next day very early, so I left the party, and I left him, and I went back home. I was like, I'll see you later. Fell asleep. I was living in a house with a bunch of other women at the time. We were young, in this big house. And anyway, I woke up in the middle of the night to this on my window. I lived on the second floor of this house. And I was terrified. And then I saw it was him, like, looming in my window.
Oh my God.
So then, so I had to run downstairs, and I let him in, and he was wasted.
Oh.
And so I was just like, honestly, okay, fine, come upstairs, but like, just go to sleep. I have to work early in the morning. And of course he wasn't. It was like a
booty call.
Yeah, exactly. It was a booty call. So he just kept trying to hit on me, and I was like, no. It was very sloppy. It was very messy. And then eventually, I felt like, okay, fine. He's got the message. Go to sleep. And I finally fell asleep, and I wake up to him climbing over top of me, and he's going to go out, like, into the hallway. But instead, I presume he's going to the bathroom. But instead, all of a sudden, I hear, psh, and he's pissing in the corner of my room.
Oh my God. Tell me he didn't call you the next day. Tell me it was just like he was gone and you never talked to him again.
He actually, the next day I did go to work, and I left him in my bed, and I was like, whatever. And then he showed up at my work the next day, and he was wearing, get this, Josie, he was wearing my Take Back the Night t-shirt, which is like a feminist, like, kind of like anthem. And I was like, I'm never gonna get back that night. I'm never gonna get back that night. And he remembered nothing. He had no idea, and I didn't want to tell him, you're the guy who pissed on my wall. I like, how do you tell somebody that?
Have you talked to him or seen him lately?
No! But I
Okay,
did
good.
hear this was an MO. This was something, I heard through the grapevine, this was something that he did on a regular basis.
Well, he peed on people's walls.
I think so.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's his kink.
What's your worst date?
Okay, I just changed mine. I just completely changed mine. My worst date was with my husband. So let me tell you why. I know, I totally forgot about this. We had this perfect night, like perfect date. Everything was great. But I was tired. I work really early. I work at like 4:30 in the morning. So I remember being on this day with him and going, oh my God, okay, I'm really, really tired. It was perfect, but it's time to wrap up now. You know,
Yes,
and you're like,
yes.
it's over. So we were driving back and he was like, oh, I'm just gonna stop at my cousin's house. And I was like, well, I'm really, it's 2. I'm like, I'm really tired. And he's like, yeah, but I'm just gonna stop at my cousin's house. And I was like, okay. Well, so I went in his cousin's house, and I remember thinking at that moment, I'm not gonna date this guy again. Because I obviously told him, I'm done, like the night's over, I have to go home. And he wants to stop at his cousin's to hang out at 2 in the morning. So I was like, I remember thinking, this is it. Well, his cousin came out and said, he really had to go to the washroom, but he didn't want to tell you because he was embarrassed.
He had to take a poo?
So he had to. So he was there just doing that because he didn't want to be like, I got to pull over or whatever. I don't know if it was nerves or whatever, but we had to stay at his cousin's for another hour just because he didn't want to like say, oh, you know, I was in the washroom, just to make it like, just to go along with the whole thing. So anyway, that was a really bad day. I don't know. Is that a bad story?
No,
I don't know.
it's such a good story because I feel so bad.
He really had to go to the washroom.
I can't imagine having to take, like, that's my nightmare on a
I
date.
know. Yeah.
Is that what if you have to
Go to the washroom.
Go to the washroom.
And then do you tell them? So it was either he was going, I liked that his cousin told me, because I was not going to go out with him again. Because what kind of guy, when you say you want to go home, says, no, I'm just going to take you to my cousin's house? Like, and stay for an hour. An hour.
And now you're married happily
know.
ever after.
Now
so
we
maybe tell the truth. Maybe. Well, would it have mattered if he had said, I really just need to take it down?
I like that his cousin did it.
Okay.
Because it was classier.
All right.
He really was shy. He didn't want to do it. So his cousin, I liked that. That was actually, it made me like him more.
I don't know how to end this.